Janice, how are you feeling?
Your son is a predator.
Okay, Kristen, Jessica, Delilah, guys, to the microphone.
Miss Combs, how you feeling?
Miss Combs. Miss Combs.
Stay together.
That's fine.
Daddy hearing. The three big takeaways from today. One, electronic evidence that the government says they may or may not be able to decrypt. They were discussing that by the end of the year, the government needs to turn over all the evidence they have in their possession. The government mentioned that they have seized about 96 personal devices. You're talking about cell phones, laptops, tablets, other hard drives. Of these 96, there are terabytes upon terabytes. I think they said 90 terabytes, some like really huge number, not what you would see every day, a lot of electronic data. And then they said, you know, some of this stuff we're going to be able to decrypt. Some of it we have not been able to decrypt, and we don't know if we will be able to decrypt it, which is very interesting. Number two, a trial date was set. The judge said all evidence turned over by the end of December, trial in May. Number three, the government pointed out that, hey, our investigation is ongoing and we may bring a superseding indictment, suggesting the possibility of additional charges or crimes. A little piece that I'll mention that I thought was very interesting. The lawyer for Puff Daddy went in there and he asked for a gag order, and he said, you know, the government's been leaking information from the grand jury and sharing non-public information, and we should have a gag order about that because that's in violation of court rules. And the judge is like, yeah, you know, that's definitely should be in place. That's kind of what the rules already say, that they can't do that. And then the government attorney came up and said, hey, Judge, I'd like to bring up the issue. That lawyer for Puff Daddy, he went on a TMZ documentary and he started calling us racist and saying this whole case is about trying to bring down a successful black man. And that's a violation of court rules too. And the judge looked back at Diddy's lawyer and said, what do you have to say for yourself? And he kind of just waved the white flag and said, oh yeah, we're not going to do none of that. Not a good look. You know, after he went on that TMZ documentary and made that whole line about Costco and this guy buys baby oil in bulk, to then get called out in open court about calling the prosecutor a racist and having no response to her saying, hey, you're making baseless accusations against us, and having no response. Not a good look.
Can you speak at the microphones? You love your son. Let's go.
Yeah, what's good, man? This Joker back with another video, man. Right now, I want to give just a quick reaction, a quick update to the Diddy situation. As y'all just saw in the previous videos, the lawyer who kind of explained his case gonna break that down, but also y'all saw his kids go in, kind of upbeat, come out looking kind of sad. His mom go in upbeat, come out looking kind of sad. And someone shouted, like, you know, they were shouting at him, but outside of that, I'm like, man, for them to tell Diddy that he is, of course, having to sit the rest of his time in jail. He's not going to get any type of release, any type of bond. He's not going to be, he's not going to bail out. He has to sit there until the trial starts. And the trial is set for May, I believe, 20th of 2025. So that means for the next 8 months. And that was the fear I'm sure that he had, that he may have to actually spend Christmas in jail, Thanksgiving in jail, New Year's. You know, normally he has a New Year's party. He's gonna have to spend that behind bars, and sometimes the prison conditions are better than jail. So, and again, he's still at the MDC. They still got to keep him in solitary confinement. He's still high risk. So, man, it's upsetting in a sense that, not saying for the victims, again, it's not upsetting for, you know, all the stuff he's guilty, but of course, innocent till proven guilty. But it's upsetting for him to go from a billionaire philanthropist lifestyle, basically living like Tony Stark, to becoming living like Tony Stark, you know, captured in a cave. You're talking about a man who normally eats what he wants, drinks in excess, parties galore, does what he wants every holiday. And for this Thanksgiving, Halloween, you know, I think a year or so ago, he was the Joker going around. You know, I think he was the Joker the first year, did a whole movie. Y'all go to his Instagram, he got a whole movie about it. I think the next year he was Batman or something of that nature. He wanted to be Batman. Yeah, for him to have to sit out this Halloween thinking that he was going to go home. Thanksgiving, going to have to sit that out thinking he was going to eat some dinner, turkey, you know, all the fixings. For Christmas, probably was going to do something, you know, celebratory. Can't do nothing. And New Year's, you know he was going to have a Diddy party. No Diddy party. He will be sitting his time in jail through all of that, and of course going to New Year. So for the next 8 months, Sean Combs will be incarcerated. Just let that sink in for a little bit. Again, I know his kids are sad. I don't know what they do to make money, but I don't know if that much money is going to be coming in to circumvent the lifestyle they live, or to assist with the lifestyle they lived. I don't know if they're going to generate enough money. I know he got money coming in, but again, he spent a lot of money on that house to put up for collateral, $18 million. He spent a lot of money on his mom's house to put up for collateral. You know, he paid it all off. So it's going to look kind of iffy, man. With that being said, the lawyer that, of course, at the beginning of this video, he was sitting through the trial. They said Diddy came out all smiles. Probably didn't go in smiles. Probably went in, you know, pissed off. But with that being said, they said the prosecutors had over 90 terabytes of data to go through. 90 terabytes. If y'all know how much 90 terabytes is, a hard drive normally keeps, well, let's just say this, an iPhone, the best of the best iPhone, the $1,500 iPhone, the ones new today, hold about what? 1 terabyte at the max? You know, most iPhones hold about 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes. 1 terabyte is like the newest iPhone. These are old. This is old footage they have. So it's not even, probably ain't even 4K. It's just regular HD or whatever it is. But that's 90 iPhones filled up to the max. Just take that into consideration. 90 iPhones filled up to the brim. And yeah, he got to go in there and sit that time out. I mean, they got to go through and go through all that. I feel bad for the guy who's hired, or the team that has to go through all of that. No matter, I don't even know what they might even see. But whatever they'll see, they got to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? They got to go through all that stuff, and it's actually kind of upsetting and sad. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, it's actually upsetting and sad. So it is what it is. They got to go through it all. Yeah, man. You know, good luck on seeing what they see. And they say there's still some stuff that they need to unlock. They haven't got all passwords to everything, but they will start unlocking and go from there. When it comes to his case, they said that there may be new charges filed based on what they've seen. They may have some new charges filed going forward based on what they've seen. And yeah, it's not looking too good on that sense. So some new charges may come about before May. We'll see. But the one thing that I really took away from this was that Diddy's lawyer wanted to put a gag order on the information that's coming out from the case. With that gag order, asking for that to kind of silence all information coming out about the case because it's hurting him in public opinion. They say, hey man, you went on TMZ, which even when he went on TMZ, I was wondering, why the heck would your lawyer go on TMZ and do a TMZ documentary before the trial? It makes no sense at all. So his lawyer jumped up there, went on TMZ, was trying to, of course, chop it up with him. Tell him, you know, baby oil, Costco's, you know, it's just 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Excuse me. Whatever. 1,000 bottles. He shouldn't be talking about that with no one except for except for with Diddy, you know, your client. You shouldn't be talking about that with anyone. So it was kind of wild to even see him up there. But with that being said, they're about to go through it. The judge said, hey, you're on TMZ. How could you tell these guys to stop if you're doing all that on TMZ? So with that being said, yeah, I think it's just going to be a stalemate in regards to what happens next. it might be a lot of pushback trying to get him out of jail, but technically I don't think he can have another bond hearing until trial starts, and trial will start. This might be a trial of the century, of course, you know, and I mean trial of this century, because OJ was a trial of last century. It might be a trial of the century. They say there's going to be no cameras due to it being a federal case, but they should let cameras in this. We need to be able to see what's the details. The world needs to see the names. Even law school students need to be able to break this case down, man, because this is going to be crazy. But it's going to start in May. It may go well through NBA finals. So the same way the same way the YSL case is going, but not as long. But it may go through at least the NBA finals. It may be a few weeks of testimony, witnesses, all that. Diddy, of course, will not take the stand. I don't believe he will. So mark my words on this. Diddy will and should not take the stand. It'll be crazy if he goes up there and they start just breaking down the history of everything that he's done to even obtain Bad Boy, Andre Harrell, and all that. It'll be crazy. So I know who will have a front row seat is probably Jaguar Wright. So that's going to be interesting. Because of that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting as far as Jaguar possibly being front and center to see all this. But with that being said, just wanted to do a reaction. I actually do feel it's just crazy. I have mixed feelings about it, man. Again, you know, hey, if he's a monster, he's a monster. But he's innocent until proven guilty. Of course, the video of him beating up Cassie is enough to say, hey, lock a man up for that. But then again, I don't know what Cassie did on her end. So, but no matter what Cassie did, that's a man hitting a woman. That is not called for. That is we don't condone none of that. And he does need to sit under the jail for that. With that being said, a person of that status to keep getting denied bond and have to sit in jail, I know he wasn't prepared for this mentally, physically, emotionally, none of that. He didn't prep to have to go through what he's going through now. He thought he probably could bond out, but no, they're putting the hammer down on him. So give me your thoughts, man. What are y'all's take on Diddy sitting in jail for the next 8 months? Going through the holidays, Halloween, he won't be able to do none of that. Thanksgiving, none of that. Christmas, none of that. New Year's Eve party, none of that. You can't do none of that Diddy stuff. And he has to endure some more of these, the social commentary behind all this, man. Good, bad, and ugly. So give me your thoughts, man. I want to hear y'all's comments. I want to kind of speak with y'all in regards to what y'all feel about Diddy not getting out. What does that mean for his kids? What does that mean for his mom? What does that mean for Bad Boy Entertainment? What does that mean for all the people a part of this, man? Because, again, I know he's sweating. I know he's sweating. So, anyway, don't want to make this long. Just want to get y'all take on it. That's my reaction, man. Diddy's still in jail. He didn't get out. Here we go, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit that like button, share, notification bell, subscribe.